Hello. Hello, hello. How is everyone on this fine, fabulous Friday? I'm sitting in front of a window. You can, obviously you can tell by the crap going across my face. It's probably not going to get any better, but I was going to close the blinds, you see, but the reflection from the pond outside my window is only going to keep hitting me in the face anyway, but it's better lighting than the option of moving. Just saying, okay? Just so you have your, the little heads up why I'm sitting here with lines across my face. Okay? Well, hello, and it's been 100 years. I have missed you all. I have missed you all greatly. So let's talk. Ask me anything you want. Manifestation. Limitless manifestation. Yeah? Because we're limitless beings. Just so you know, I fall asleep watching your vids. I adore you. I adore you, Jessie. I adore you. I love that. Am I haunting your dreams? Huh? Do I appear in your dreams because you're falling asleep to it? What's up, Britt? I'm stuck with my situationship. You're not stuck with anything, darling. What do you mean? You are not stuck with anything. Well, hello, Starlight. Literally was just going to text you. You manifested me being here. Thank you very much. Is it Spinder? Spinder Bruno. Thank you. I love embodying the state. You're the best, Kim. I love you. Love it. And I'm glad you're enjoying that. Because it works. Just saying. It works. Okay. Your crush stopped talking to you. Okay. So, what are we going to do about that? Are we going to accept that as finality? Are we going to accept that as manifestation failure? No. We're giving it the meaning. My crush stopped talking to me. Okay? Now, why do you think your crush stopped talking to you? What does your mind give you for an answer? What does your mind give you for an answer? To anybody just joining, I just want to say, I'm so aware that I have lines and shadowing going across my face. I'm in my bedroom, right next to the window. There's a pond outside my window, and the sun is reflecting on it, and this. And I don't want to pull the shades down because I like the sunlight, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, this is not about perfectionism on my channel, right? Okay. So, yeah, your first comment was you're stuck in a situationship. You are stuck in nothing, but you thinking and talking like that is what's keeping you there, number one. Number two, so the crush stopped talking to you. So what have we decided that means? And what are we believing about our crush? What do we believe about ourselves when it comes to relationships? See what I mean? We have to ask ourselves, what are we thinking and believing about ourselves that is being reflected back to us? So let's just say we had a fear that, that they would abandon us, that they would, they wouldn't choose us. They won't make us a priority. Well, that's something within that we feel not good enough. Because not chosen and not a priority is 100% connected to not good enough. Because we always have a reason why we believe we're not a priority. See what I'm saying? So what are you thinking and believing about yourself? We need to change that, right? He doesn't want a serious commitment. Okay. Yes, I like what LaToya just said. My crush is mesmerized by me. I like that. But all right, he doesn't want a serious commitment. So are you accepting that as final? Now, I don't mean we're going out in the 3D and forcing someone to be with us. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, do you accept that as final? That's what has been reflected to you, right? He spoke it with his words, right? But if we know they're just a reflection, then we know there is something within us, a belief we have, that would even be an option. And I will tell you that if you specifically believe that that person isn't someone who wants to be in a relationship, then there you go. You've got them planted as being that version, right? Everyone that we intermingle with is a version of themselves. And by version, I mean through your perception. You're choosing how he's showing up, he or she is showing up. So you got to make a new choice. But you want to ask yourself, why do I believe this? What do I believe about love and relationships? Do I believe that I can experience a love relationship? Right? What are your fears around love? You need to take a look at those, an authentic look at what you're really thinking and believing. And then you're going to decide differently. You're going to decide that you don't have limited beliefs around love and relationships or around your specific person or your crush. Don't think so literally and logically when it comes to the 3D. The 3D is, the dead world, the illusional world, the hologram. Right? It's the hologram that is being projected by you. So there's no limits. If you want to manifest a specific person, then decide that's who you are. The version of you that has the relationship with your specific person. It's when we're attached to the 3D for validation of who we're being, when we're seeking the validation, that's how you know we're not being that version of self. We're being a limited version of ourselves. Hence why I suggest detachment of the 3D. For anybody that doesn't know, detachment doesn't mean you don't think about your manifestation. Detachment doesn't mean letting it go. Detachment means I'm not going to let the 3D or any circumstance or condition in the 3D tell me who I am. I choose for myself. I make that decision, and then the 3D validates who I believe I am. Okay? Yes, we are the validation, not the 3D. Yes, Danielle. My mindset is pretty good, but there's still a little voice that is scared. Is that normal? 100% normal. 100%. What will happen is that little voice will start getting a little quieter. But from my experience or from my perspective, the voice doesn't necessarily 100% leave us. It just gets quieter. And as you have more and more experiences where you see the evidence that it's you manifesting, the more confident you're getting as you're choosing to be new self, the more confident you're getting. Thank you very much, Yenny. So the more you keep going, right? And the more you actually manifest things that you are desiring, you're going to evolve, right? You're evolving anyway. First of all, let me just say that. You're evolving anyway. But as you keep moving along, you're less threatened by the voice you hear, right? The annoying little voice we have. But that voice, I know that some people believe that, well, that must be my intuition. Now, I'm not saying we don't get intuition or we don't have intuition. I'm not saying that. I'm saying sometimes we mistake doubtful, shitty thoughts as intuition. So we take it as fact, as truth. It's not. Thoughts are like little vehicles to other versions of self or other realities. So if the thoughts that are coming up are not favorable to what you're manifesting, then that's not a thought we have to believe. And if that thought is making us feel like shit, it definitely doesn't belong to us. Do you see what I'm saying? Meaning it doesn't belong in the current version of self you are. So if it feels like shit, throw it out, right? But yes, it's totally normal. Doubtful thoughts are normal. They're normal. They are nothing to be scared of. It's when we sit in them that they become some kind of an issue. And by sit in them, I just mean, if you pay attention, thank you very much. What was it? Angel, I think? Angel? Ange? You'll notice that, say a shitty thought pops up in our mind. Well, first of all, we don't control the thoughts that just pop up, right? They just pop up. But when we hear it, and then we get that punch in the gut or that yucky anxiety feeling, and then we believe it. And then we sit and really focus on that thought. Well, then that brings another shitty thought, another shitty thought, another shitty thought, and we go down the spiral. But instead, if you would just heard the thought, right? It popped up and you just observed it, or immediately, put your focus somewhere else, right? The option is always there to remove your focus. But if we had just observed it, like, yep, that thought's there. It doesn't threaten me. It's just a thought vehicle, right, to another reality. It would diminish and you wouldn't have the experience of more shitty thoughts coming. See what I mean? The less fear we have around thoughts, the easier this gets. You don't have to be afraid of your thoughts. I know the common phrase is your thoughts create. I know that. However, not every single thought creates, right? Thoughts are choice. We have choice whether we let it in to marinate, right? I've been brought up that you can't lose weight without dieting and working out. I keep wavering. Well, everyone's been brought up that way. That's everyone's conditioning, right? That's what the 3D world has taught all of us, all of our lives. And that's why people go into places of having to restrict and yo-yo. See what I'm saying? You can manifest absolutely anything. I really mean that literally. Anything. You want to manifest weight loss? Then decide that's who you are, and you will. And what you'll most likely experience, right? Because nobody knows how it will unfold. I can't tell you how it will unfold. But more than likely what will happen is you will be receiving inspired action to take. So logically, right now in this moment, if the idea of restricting yourself or dieting, so restricting yourself from certain foods, if you think that that's the only way to lose weight, that's a belief that has to change, right? Logic and literal thinking is not friends with manifestation, okay? It's friends with the 3D world. So you will be inspired to take actions, but they won't feel restrictive. When you receive inspired action, it doesn't feel like work. It's not work. It's not something you're dreading. It's just something you flippantly do. So I've lost over 100 pounds through manifestation. I received inspired action that I wasn't even aware of what I was doing. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Life got busy. I had coaching calls. So my mornings were booked. My afternoons were booked. And I was naturally, not by force, I was naturally intermittent fasting. Not by force, not by restriction. So it wasn't painful. I didn't feel like, oh my God, I can't eat breakfast or lunch. It was none of that. So it never felt hard to me. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It never felt like work. Manifestation doesn't necessarily feel like work. It will unfold naturally. So what inspired action you get, I don't know. None of us do. But it won't be something you're dreading. And it won't be the, oh my God, I got to stop doing that or I'm going to not lose weight. I got to stop doing this or I won't lose weight. That's not inspired action. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I just started focusing on me and just dropping focus on him. There must have been more to that I didn't see. The guy friend of my SP is always with me, and my SP, okay. The guy friend of my SP is always with me, and my SP is jealous and avoid us. What should I do? So you're saying your SP avoids the two of you? Is that what you mean? You and your SP? So, okay. How does it make you feel when your SP, my eyes are driving me crazy. I want to just rub them. Sorry. How does it make you feel when SP is avoiding you? because of the guy friend. How does that make you feel? Because let me say this, it's still a belief of yours. Even though you may have never, ever had the thought of, oh my God, SP is jealous of the guy friend. Even though that specific thought doesn't matter in this moment. But I'm saying, so when you feel like SP is avoiding you guys because we know he's jealous, what does that make you feel other than sad? What are the thoughts that it makes you feel? And you can come back and let me know, but how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel not chosen, not a priority, or any other belief? Because it's connected to a belief of yours. Your belief that SP is jealous is part of this. And maybe you never even thought he was jealous before it happened, hence why it is still a part of your own beliefs. You'll see, if I keep asking you questions, we're going to narrow it down to a belief. Except it's just unfolding in this way. Just like when people ask me questions about third parties. You know, Kim, I've never ever thought about my SP picking someone else over me. I never thought that. I never thought that they were going to cheat. I never thought that, Kim. So how is it my belief? Well, as we start picking and asking questions, we'll narrow it down. The most common one is the not good enough. Not good enough seems to be like the tip of the top. But it doesn't mean always. It doesn't mean everyone has it. I'm just saying it's a popular one. So narrow down to the belief and you'll see how it's reflecting out. But I will say, let's stop describing SP as jealous. Let's stop describing him as, just jealous in general. And I'm sure you're bracing for impact when the guy friend is around, dreading SP avoiding. We don't want to do that either because now we're expecting it to happen. So therefore we're making it a belief and therefore we're experiencing it. So we got to do like an overhaul of how we're describing SP. See what I mean? Do that and things will change. Can I use SATs on my SP? You can use SATs on anything, whatever your desire is. But I think you're trying to ask me something else. Be a little more specific. Because SATs is just another manifestation technique. You can do it on any subject you want, right? SATs is essentially visualizing, right? So what specifically are you wanting to do with SP? Had movement with SP via his mom, but I feel like it should have unfolded from there. Well, then there you go. That's some of the problem. I'm picking at you, but most people either give up on manifestation from around this point, or this is where we get the most discouraged. When we have our own preconceived idea of how a manifestation should unfold, and I know this is an annoying answer, but I'm just keeping it real. If we have our own preconceived idea of how something should unfold, like I had movement with SP via his mom, so it should have unfolded from there. Why do you think that? Why do you think it should have unfolded there? And don't get me wrong, I know you just want your manifestation, so I'm not teasing you. Why do you think that? Outside of the fact that you want your manifestation, why do you think that the movement via the mom, it should have unfolded from there? Why? Because you have a preconceived idea of what the unfolding should look like, or you were expecting like, okay, here we go. I'm getting movement. Let's get moving here. But it still always boils back down to you thinking logically and literally about what the bridge of incidents should look like. or you're unfolding. No one knows, including you. And why I said that this is where most people give up, it's because they get discouraged and they think, okay, this is not working. I had movement. They're still not here. It still hasn't manifested. This should have happened by now. But by whose judgment? If none of us know how a manifestation will unfold, then how do we know what it's supposed to look like? Of how it's supposed to unfold, or what the bridge of incidents look like, or what specific circumstances will appear on the bridge. No one knows that. So instead, if I were you, I would decide that it is unfolding. It's still unfolding. Of course it is. Because if you're choosing to be the version of yourself that has your damn relationship, then it's still the unfolding. Automatically. It's an instant shift when we make that decision. Doesn't always feel like it's instant, and the 3D might not appear like it's instant, but the only reason why it might not appear like it's instant because we're judging the 3D. We're not supposed to. It's not for us to judge it, because what are we judging it? Based on what? Like, how are we judging it if we don't know the how? You see what I'm saying? It's the logical, literal thinking that sucks us in and throws us off our game. Go back to your decision of who you want to be and decide it's unfolding. You're in the right reality. You're the right version of self, meaning you are the version of self that is aligned to your desire, and it will unfold. But if you catch your thoughts going in the direction of, anywhere other than you getting what you want to ask yourself why. What are the thoughts telling you about who you're currently being? Now, don't overthink it. Granted, thoughts pop up on their own, and I know that. But when we're believing thoughts like, this should have unfolded by now. You just had movement. This definitely should have unfolded by now. What are you doing wrong? Do you see what I mean? Do you see how we get lost in that thinking? It is unfolding, and it is unfolding right now. It may not appear that way, but you only have limited view, right? You don't see the full reality like the bird's eye view. You have a limited view, limited right in front of you view. So how do you know it's not unfolding? How do you know exactly what's going on in his mind right now in this moment? If you're not deciding through consciousness what is on his mind. Do you see what I mean? Listen, everything is instant, but because we get attached to linear time, we think, or we are perceiving it as not instant. Everything's instant. When you are thinking about your specific person, on their end, it's instant. It's a ping right as you're thinking it, but through the context of what you're thinking. So if you're thinking that this isn't unfolding, he's not showing up the way he should be, nothing's changing out here, this isn't working, use the visual of when you're thinking your manifestation techniques regarding SP. Picture him, he's picking up his phone, he's starting to text your ass. Then when you are interpreting your 3D as, this isn't working, this should have unfolded by now. Boop. I ain't texting that bitch right now. I can't talk to her right now. I can't be bothered with that right now. The context of what you're thinking. See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Kim, why do I desire a baby even though my husband had a vasectomy? It's been years. If you're having a desire, honey, go with the desire. Don't look at the 3D logically. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. Something like a vasectomy sounds pretty damn permanent, right? In the 3D world, that feels permanent, right? Because we're all conditioned to believe it is permanent, right? But you're not limited manifestation-wise to your 3D. You are pure, unadulterated consciousness, limitless, flawless. We just don't always believe that, but we are, right? We believe we have limits. We believe something is permanent as a vasectomy means that's it. Now I can't have a child. No, you're thinking literally and logically. You never deny yourself a desire because something appears like a permanent obstacle in the 3D. Remember, none of us know how things will unfold, okay? So it's not your concern how it will unfold, right? It's not. Even though I know it feels like you should be concerned because your husband's had a vasectomy. I know. But you're not limited. You're pure, unadulterated consciousness. So if you have a desire to have a baby, allow yourself to see yourself as being one. If you visualize a scene that implies the two of you are parents. It probably feels like to you that maybe that would be a little almost unsafe to allow yourself to visualize that. And that's probably more wrapped up in the fear of not being able to have it. So it's that uncomfortableness of, if I allow myself to believe that this is a possible thing for me, it's really going to hurt my feelings when I'm disappointed and I can't have it. Right? But that's just limited 3D thinking. That's limited 3D conditioning. You're going above the 3D. And I know it feels unsafe. When we have a desire that we're really connected to, and listen, a lot of people who want to have babies come to me. Whatever it is that you like to do manifestation-wise, meaning affirming, visualizing, scripting, whatever your thing is, utilize it. Go ahead. Feel safe. I mean it. Feel safe. Allow yourself to get into your imagination and see yourself as being a mom, having a baby of your own, right? And things will unfold. This is why Neville, Goddard, and all the great mystics all talk about not taking this out here literally, not taking it logically, denying our senses. Because this out here, this illusion feels so freaking real, and it can throw you off, and I call it like sucking you back in and making it so you fall back asleep. Don't worry about the limitations of the 3D. You worry about getting into your imagination, and something out here will unfold. And I'll give you an example of how it possibly could unfold, but I don't want you focused on the how after this conversation we have. Something could happen where, whoopsie, way back when he had his vasectomy, his doctor, no offense to his doctor, may have missed something that no one was aware of, and suddenly, magically, now he's able to get you pregnant. First of all, things like that have happened in the 3D, so it's a possibility. But the point is who you are is consciousness, and if consciousness is what is in charge, per se, over what is experienced in the 3D, right? There's no limit to consciousness. There's no limit to the I am. That would imply that God or the universe could be flawed. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't concern yourself with how. Instead, concern yourself with seeing yourself as having. Okay? Even if it feels a little unsafe because you're afraid to allow yourself to dream or have that, right? Or have that moment of seeing yourself as a mom because you're afraid of the 3D being too permanent or irreversible. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is. Okay? Tips for living in the end while manifesting new love. Yeah. So new love, that implies to me that it's not with a specific person, right? So you're free. You're allowing anyone so long as they are what you're looking for, right? I'm assuming that's what you're saying to me. So, you're welcome, Floofies. You're welcome. So, yeah, all right. Look at Abraham and Sarah. They had a baby at their upper 70 or 90s year old. Wow. That's pretty specific. But there's no limits. There's no limits. Okay, anyway. All right, so Ava, first and foremost, you want to identify what you want to experience in your relationship. You want to identify that. What is it you want to manifest specifically? I get it, it's new love, but I'm saying, What kind? What kind of experience? Is this person coming in, head over heels in love with you, right? Are we manifesting marriage? Are we manifesting just a partnership for the rest of your life? Allow yourself to be detailed over what you want and what you're attracted to. Be as specific as you want. If you want someone like, let's just say you're into dudes. If you want someone like 6'5", built like a brick shit house, blonde hair, blue eyes, brown hair, brown eyes, get specific. You're allowed to. If shit like that is really of no concern, you don't have to be that specific. I'm saying don't dumb yourself down, right? If you're bringing in new love, you've got no stories attached to someone, so you can bring in anything, right? So once you've done that, you want to ask yourself, what are your beliefs, your true beliefs around love and relationships, and around what gender that you're into. So meaning if you've got generalized beliefs around men, if you're into men, then you want to know what they are. You want to be aware of them, because if we're manifesting new love, you're into men, and you have a generalized belief that, men are they just care about getting one thing and they don't like relationships. Men don't want long-term relationships. I'm trying to think of generalized beliefs. If we've got those as beliefs, we're going to make a new decision to be a new self that doesn't have those beliefs. So from there, you're going to start telling yourself that you are that new self. You are the version of you who's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. Obviously, use the words that feel good to you. Start telling yourself every single day that that's who you are. If you are someone that likes to visualize, pick a picture, a scene that implies to you that you are in that relationship. And how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel as this new person in love, in a fulfilling relationship with someone that is wanting and desiring you and wants the same, we'll say, long-term relationship as you? What would it feel like to know that's your life now? That's your experience now. What would that feel like? Allow yourself to get into that. Get into your imagination. We've been taught that imagination, either 1 minute it's like if you need to be a little more resourceful. Use your imagination. Think outside the box. And then in the next sentence, we're punished for it, right? We're told, you're just dreaming. Honey, that's just dreaming. Get out of your head. You got to come back to reality. Be more realistic. Imagination is the total gateway to your I amness, to the universe, to consciousness. So get in there, see yourself as your new self, and new love will come in. And again, because you don't have it anchored to someone specific, this should not take long at all, because you're not dumping any stories. There's no stories to overcome. See what I'm saying? And come back and let me know how it worked. You always make me laugh. I don't know why you're funny. Thank you, handsome Squidward. I take that as a damn compliment, all right? I try to make manifestation fucking fun, okay? Because some people just suck the fucking joy out of it, So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Kim, I just want to give up. Wait, what? Kim, I just want to give up. Been manifesting my SP for over a year with no movement whatsoever. Listen, are you suddenly not into that specific person? Are you suddenly no longer attracted to this specific person? Because if it's not for those reasons, we don't give up. We don't give up. We don't give up. So first of all, if we're identifying that there's no movement, it's been over a year, who are you being right now? Who are you being? Listen, our 3D is always telling us who we are or who we've been, right? So who have you been? What are your beliefs around love, relationships, and that specific person? What are you believing about them? Why don't you have your manifestation? Why isn't it here yet? I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it. I want to pick your brain. Why isn't it here? What does your mind give you for an answer? Why have you had no movement for over a year? Because it's not just, well, God, universe, higher power, source, energy, moonbeams is keeping shit from you. It's not, God like Gandalf on the mountain sitting up there with his throne and his stick saying, you shall not pass. I'm not giving you your SP. See what I'm saying? That's not happening. All right, 3D's only reflecting you. So what do we really believe? Okay? I do think, listen, you know what? I used to believe God really was this separate entity saying, I'm not giving you shit, girl. I'm giving everybody but you shit. I used to think that was happening to me. Or I also thought that, oh, you're enjoying yourself, Kim? You're enjoying that? You're having fun in that relationship? Taking that shit back. You can't have it. That's what I believed. That God was the secret asshole consistently taking things from me. If I was happy, let's take it away from her. Let's suck the joy out of her life. Okay? I had to address that. That was something that was going to be a hindrance to my manifestation game. Okay? Just saying. So let me say this. You can only be in one state of consciousness at a time. Only one. And most of us on this journey, especially when we're fucking frustrated, we do our manifestation techniques. Thank you, Holly Ann. We do our manifestation techniques. So when we're doing our techniques, we are in the state of having our desire. But when the technique time is over, we poop right back to, it's not here yet. It's not working. I'm afraid this isn't going to work. What if I'm just the idiot who believes in manifestation and then this never happens? I'm going to look a total fool. Right? It's very easy to be on our manifestation game when things are going the way we want. But when it feels like it's friggin' crickets out here in this 3D, it feels difficult. It feels difficult. Right? Because the doubt always comes in. Right? So, you really want to take an authentic look. Now, I'm saying this to tease you, but if I had access to where your mind has been over this last year, where am I going to find it? What type of thinking or what state of consciousness am I dominantly going to see you in? Or what am I going to see that you were dominantly in? Is it going to be you in the wish fulfilled? And by wish fulfilled, if anybody doesn't know, that's just you having your manifestation. Am I going to see you there? Or am I going to see you mostly in the, I don't think this is going to work. This is taking fucking forever. I haven't had movement in forever. What is my SP doing? Why aren't they contacting me? I've been affirming that they contact me every single day. And they haven't done it once. So my affirmations are not worrying. I mean, I was reading a comment at the same time. My affirmations aren't working. That's what I meant to say. Do you see what I'm saying? Doubt and fear, which I know isn't where I need to be. Well, then, Jen, you've been a master manifester. You've been friggin' fabulous at it. If your mind, if you have been in the dominant place of you being in doubt and fear and not having what you want, and you're telling me that I don't have what I want, it's not here, that's a perfect match to who you were dominantly being. You're a master manifester. It's been working perfectly. This is a fucking success story. This isn't something to be upset about, right? You've proven to yourself that manifestation works flawlessly. So now let's get into the other state. Let's get into the place of you have what you want. You have what you want. What are the doubt and fears about specifically? What are the specific thoughts that come up that make you feel or experience fear, doubt? Thank you, Savon. Or is it Siobhan? Savon. Thank you. I know he loves, wait, this is not Jen, but I know he loves me. He hasn't replied since yesterday. I just told myself that his phone broke. Good. I hope you're not spiraling over it. Good. Okay, back to Jen. Tyler, you love my channel? Thank you so much. Jen, it isn't going to work out the way I want it to. Okay. Why? Why is it not going to work out the way you want it to? Because you're just not one of those lucky girls who gets the love of your life, right? Relationships they just don't work out the way you really want them to. You're just dreaming, you're wishing, you're hoping. What if you give your all to this and really start to trust that this manifestation shit's gonna work for you, and then boom, it doesn't work? That kind of stuff. What if they don't want me? What if they've moved on? What if they pick somebody else? What if I'm not strong enough to do this? Right? That kind of crap. All right, let me start this over. My advice is to really allow yourself to understand who you really are. See, every single one of us thinks we're these individual peeps, right? I'm Kimberly. You're Jen. But really, we're both consciousness. That's who we really are. Consciousness. The same. Consciousness. One. Okay? That's who you really are. That's who I really am. And what is consciousness? It's unconditional love. Or God, universe, higher power, source energy, really loud truck driving by. Okay? That's who you really are. So because you are this consciousness, you can experience anything you want, but we've all been conditioned to think much differently. We've all been conditioned to believe that life happens to us and that not everybody can be lucky, right? Some people are just not meant for love. Some people just aren't going to be rich, right? It's not easy to come by money, right? Love hurts. Think about it. Every fucking love song. If we were to put down every single love song ever and like had a scale on love songs that really are about actually getting the love, or love songs implying you don't get the love, or you've been done wrong, they cheated, who would be heavier? The unrequited love, you've been cheated on, love stinks, love hurts, versus, oh my God, love is amazing. You know damn well the not getting the love you want is going to be heavier on that scale. We've all been conditioned to believe things like that. And then on top of it, thanks to conditioning, we then have actual experiences. So now we have memories. Now we've had moments in our own specific journeys where we've been hurt, let down, cheated on, brokenhearted. And when we allow ourselves to entertain the idea of manifesting the person that we really, really, really love or want to be with, care about a lot, all the words, that feels scary, and our mind loves to remind us of our painful experiences. And we are all naturally conditioned to start comparing things. Oh my God, SP only texted hi this morning. So the last time he broke up with my ass, he started doing that right before the breakup. He started giving me the one word good morning text with just hi. He's doing that again. Does that mean he's going to do that to me again? We compare, right? We all do it. We're all guilty of doing it. Oh my God, he barely talked to me yesterday. He only texted me 3 times. He normally texts me like 6 or 7. It was only 3. What's going on? Why is this happening? Who else is he talking to? right? We're doing it to protect ourselves. But that is implying that we have no choice in our experience. That implies limits. We're not limited. We've been conditioned to believe that we are, right? It's layers of ignorance. That's what we have. Layers of ignorance. And we're peeling them all back as we step into new self. So I understand completely that it's probably fucking frustrating as hell that you haven't had movement. Okay. But now that you've taken a look, or at least owned up to where your mind really was, your 3D's been a perfect match. If you want to change that and change it quickly, get busy deciding you have no limited beliefs around love, around relationships, and around your person. Doubtful thoughts might appear. They might show up in your mind. That's normal. That's no reason to panic. Return to your decision to be your new self, and things will change. So that means if today you fall out of that state of the wish fulfilled, which is new self, if you fall out of it 50 times, then 50 times you're going to return. Return, return, return. Even if you have to tell yourself, I don't have to think about this right now. I don't have to think about this right now. I don't have to worry about SP right now. I don't have to be afraid right now in this minute. I'm not going to sit in the doubtful thought. I'm going to get through 1 hour. 1 hour of not allowing the doubt and fears to sit and marinate. And when we get through that hour, we're going to get through the next hour, to the next one, to the next one. You're going to return to your decision. And I'm telling you, things will change. And it can change very, very quickly. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I'm talking from my own experience. Return to your decision. Okay? There is no limit to manifesting love. There is no limit in manifesting a specific person. The only way someone would not be able to manifest a specific person is because they don't believe they can. That's the only reason. There are no obstacles. I know there are differing opinions in the manifestation community. I know there are some people who don't think you can manifest another person, but they are thinking logically and they are thinking literally. We are manifesting people every fucking day of our lives. Every day we're manifesting people. Every day. Every single manifestation includes people. You're manifesting it every day. So don't overthink. Return to your decision. Okay? Yeah, law of attraction community is very anti-SP, and I just roll my eyes at them. I do too, because it's fucking limited. It's limited. You cannot in one moment tell people that they can manifest any fucking thing, but then in the next, you can't manifest that. Anything doesn't include a person. No way. No, but I can manifest the healing of someone else. I can manifest that. I can manifest that another person in my reality is healed. I can manifest that they, get a job, when we're manifesting for our family members, our friends. I can do all that, but I can't manifest love. I can't do that. How dumb and how contradictory. I'm sorry. I still let that bug me. It bugs me entirely because it is so limiting. So limiting. Can you manifest someone who is already married? Yes. I know some people don't like that, but tough titty said the kitty. Yes. Yes, you can. And let me say it like this. For anybody that struggles with the free will concept, which baffles me. It baffles me. Okay? My suggestion is do some reading, number one. Okay? If you struggle with the free will concept, you are not infringing someone else's free will. you're choosing a different version of that person. We are all intermingling with versions of people, and the versions we intermingle with is based off of who we believe we are. Hence, why when we're starting to work on who we believe we are, people start treating us different. They start treating us different. They say things that they never would have said to us before. For instance, when we're manifesting a change in appearance, and I don't know, I'm just making something up. So, I want to have the self-concept of believing I am beautiful. And this is for someone who's never thought they were beautiful, which was me in the beginning of my journey, right? Well, when I started telling myself, that's who I am, that's my experience, through scripting, because I started my journey just scripting, people started showing up telling me that. And people that I'm referring to were people I intermingled with every single day and had never talked to me like that before. Well, how did I do that? Well, because I'm interacting with different versions of them based off of who I am. Okay? I get really immature when it comes to certain subjects, and I don't care. I'm not going to change. That's who I am. So anyway, back to what we were saying, because I just forgot totally what the question was. Someone's going to have to remind me. Is knowing that I'm God the ultimate self-concept? That depends on what you believe about God. What are your beliefs about what God is? It has the potential of being the ultimate self-concept, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. As far as the married person thing, yeah, okay. So people have an issue with that for some reason, but that's because they're bringing their own personal, individual, limited beliefs, morality into the equation. And a lot of times, the people that are judging are people that have had shitty experiences in love and have probably been cheated on or hurt before. Yeah? They're dragging their own morality into it. Come on now. So, I know it might be difficult for you to see this person as not being married. But what you want to take away from your focus is the fact that they are, right? Instead of making that, oh my God, this huge obstacle to you manifesting them. Because you're not, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about the infringing of free will. You're going to be manifesting the version of them that wants to be with you, right? So let's say, for instance, you already are intermingling with someone in this category. And maybe this person has already voiced that to you, that they really do want to be with you, blah, blah, blah. But I got this obstacle called, my wife or my husband, right? That, in its own twisted little way, is really only reflecting back to you, you're not chosen. See what I'm saying? I know that sounds like fuckery, but it's the truth. So, you want to put the focus on being the version of you that doesn't have limited beliefs around love and relationships or that specific person. And just, if you're a visualizer, you're seeing yourself with that person. Maybe it's you being married to them. So you're going to see yourself as being married to that person. When the thoughts of, well, they're already married. It's no different than removing any other kind of third party. The less we're allowing it into our awareness, the quicker it's going to be out. But again, for the free will people, we're not infringing on that. Let me say it like this. Your specific person, just like you, has their own damn reality, right? Where they're running their show. So the version of them that wants to be married to the person they're married with, they get to keep doing that. They get their reality where they stay with their married person. So, you manifesting someone that's already married. It's not you going to that marriage and sucking the husband out of it and stealing him against his will. You're not. You are hopping to the reality where they no longer want to be in that marriage. And they are leaving it by choice to be with you. You are not forcing someone to love you. That's not what manifesting is, right? We're not forcing them to come hither. We're choosing the version of them that wants willingly to choose you because there are infinite versions of us and them. Okay? So if you struggle with free will, you're thinking of this wrong. You're thinking very limited. Okay? We're selecting versions. Okay? Does that make sense? Does everybody understand that? Our vibrations don't match right now because I am working on myself. Does manifesting help raise his? Let me say it like this. You're having that experience right now where you're seeing him this way, as in like not being in the same vibration. You're seeing that, but it's because you believe that. So in other words, when you are choosing to be a new self, right? You're embodying a new state. You essentially drag your specific person like to the state with you. That's what it feels like. But what you're really doing is selecting a different version of them. So they're reflecting the new state of consciousness. So you thinking, oh, his vibration doesn't match me right now. That's a belief. That's not a truth. See what I'm saying? So really what it would mean is you're selecting the version of him that is reflecting back to you a different vibration. It's choice. I know it doesn't feel like choice sometimes, but it is. So instead you want to look, we're both on the same vibration. We are perfect for each other right now. There's no more work to do on either one of us because we're not choosing that reality. We're choosing the reality where work is done. We have no limits. Matching vibrations. We're perfect for each other. We both want the same thing. It's a done deal. We're in the relationship together. It sounds to me, and don't get me wrong, it's not that big of a deal, but you're probably kind of stuck in the little bit of the law of attraction-y world. And because they're heavy with the word vibration, it's a heavy word in that community. Where the law of assumption world really doesn't use that word, but vibration just really means state. It's really what it is. The vibration is the state. It's the same thing. We just use different terminology. So when we think that our specific person isn't on the same vibration we are in, we're thinking that they are not a reflection of who we're currently being, right? But I really want to tell you that if you have your focus on, I'm working on myself, I'm fixing my self-concept, that implies that you're flawed or limited, and you're not. Now, if you meant by that you're just focusing on, giving yourself attention and loving on yourself, well, that's different. But if it's you think you're fixing self, I'm fixing what's wrong with me, that implies limits and flaws. You don't have them. That's conditioning, limited belief. Kim, I believe in moonbeams. Is that okay? Of course it's okay. It's your reality. You can do whatever you want, right? Your reality. From my perception, you're in my reality. But from your perception, I'm in yours. But we're really just versions of self. So you can believe in moonbeams. I love the idea of you believing in moonbeams. That's why I say it, because I think it's hilarious. Aggie. Someone suggested we may be in limerence. I didn't like it. I wouldn't like it either because limerence is another 3D world limited condition. That's all it is. It's a limited belief. The 3D world has so many fucking opinions on when we are in love with someone, when we are desiring a specific person. If we believe limerence is a real thing, it will have to be a real thing for that person who believes. It's so annoying. It's so limited and it's fucking boring. Please stop trying to snuff out everybody's fun. There's nothing wrong with wanting to manifest a specific person. And quite frankly, what the fuck do you care? What do you care? Okay? It's not your reality. It's not you. It's not your life. What do you care what anybody else is doing? Shut it. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand fun suckers. And that's what that is to me. You really don't want your specific person. You're just in limerence. Shut up. Sit down. Settle down, Beavis. Okay? Settle down. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? A tarot reader said, oh, I'm going to start laughing. Don't be offended if I start to laugh, okay? A tarot reader said, God will only release your person after a series of tests and cycles. I am seriously hoping that you did not believe one word of that. Please tell me you didn't. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay? We are not tested by the universe, by God, by higher power, source energy, fucking moonbeams. We are not tested. We are not tested. I can't say it enough. We are not tested. That is another limited belief. It is another belief for people in, you know, the magical world of spirituality. When they can't explain why something didn't show up for you, we blame it on you're being tested. You're being tested to see if you actually really want that thing. You've got to pass these tests. You got to get through it. You got to prove it to the universe that you really, really want it. Really? Really? What, did you have coffee time with the universe? And it said, oh my God, you got to prove it. Prove you really want it. I can't be bothered to give it to you unless you prove to me through these tests. Otherwise, I'm holding it captive. No. Throw that out. Absolutely not true. If you have a fear that you are separate from the universe or from God, that could be why you're experiencing having a tarot reader say that to you, to reflect that back to you. Now, let me just say something. This is not me picking on every fucking tarot reader out there. I'm not, okay? But the idea of tarot reading is having your energy reflected, right? It's letting you know what energy you're in right now, okay? So again, if you believe that it's possible that the universe can test you or God is testing you, well, that could be why it's reflected to you through that reading, okay? But that's not a real thing, okay? You are pure, unadulterated consciousness. That's limitless, flawless. And having to perform tests and to prove yourself is strictly from the 3D world. It is not from unconditional love. Okay? Free yourself of this bullshit. I never liked the idea that you had to go through the purge to get your manifestation. I no longer partake in the belief of purge either. In the beginning of my journey, I did believe in the purge. Totally did. And guess what? Constantly fucking happened. I had purges. Purge is a limited belief. It's a limited belief. It's another explain away excuse why the 3D doesn't look the way we want it to. It's an explain away excuse. It's all it is. You're going to see that as you keep rising in consciousness, that beliefs like that are going to fall right away. You're going to stop believing in stuff like that as you go higher and higher. And as you keep shifting to your desire, I'm saying, right? Shifting into the version of self that has whatever it is you're manifesting, you're rising in consciousness. And therefore, you're pulling your dwelling state. You're rising with that as well. If that makes sense. Kind of like, looks like a balloon, you know, like a hot air balloon. You got the little basket on the end. That basket's your dwelling state. So as the balloon rises in consciousness, which we're all doing, we're all evolving, you're bringing that dwelling state up with you. Because we always land in a dwelling state when we get into autopilot. But yeah, purge, no. Limited belief. If you right now we're hearing me say that, but you still wholeheartedly believe in a purge, well, you're still going to have experiences that feel like purges, because you can believe in whatever you want. It's your reality. You're the boss of your reality. I'm not the boss of your reality, right? So if anybody out there is like, well, wait a minute, I do believe in purge. You still can. It's your reality. You can believe in whatever you want. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just saying, if you're fucking sick and tired of experiencing purges, then decide they're not real, because they're not. Okay? Honestly, most of the things we believe most are just layer upon layer upon layer of ignorance. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. But those layers get peeled away as we rise. So you'll get to a place where most of the things you hear, you're going to be like, no, limited belief, limited belief. Unless what you hear implies being limitless or flawless, is probably a limited belief. Just saying. SP didn't prioritize me last night. I reacted calmly, had a bit of a cry, and got back on the horse. Good, Rain. Good. Proud of you. Good. But you had to know I was going to come out with a but. So, SP didn't prioritize you last night. So that implies that you saw something and we've labeled it. He didn't make me a priority. This is him not making me a priority. No, whatever that was is a part of the unfolding to your full manifestation. That's what it was. Because no one ever told us that the how always feels fucking amazing, right? So please don't take this away as a chastising. It's not a chastising. I'm saying every single thing we experience is a part of our own unfolding to our manifestation. We don't have to label it as a bad thing. The way you handled it was absolutely wonderful. But just remember, you are the priority, right? You are the priority. This is the unfolding. It's nothing more than that. Was that my bestie? Helen, I just love you. How are you, beautiful? Yes, I'm done crying over this. Good. Good. Because I'm hearing in that statement, I'm hearing in that comment that you connect crying with feeling bad. Sometimes crying is a good thing. Sometimes crying feels good. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes crying does feel good. I see crying as shedding layers of limited beliefs. You're living in the state and loving life? That's my beautiful bestie. That's right. I want to hear your opinion on fearful thoughts. Thoughts are just thoughts. Thoughts are just thoughts. Meaning, what you and I would label as fearful, really, it's only you and I giving it the meaning that it's fearful, number one. And number two, they're fearful if we have a belief that they may instantly manifest, or that chance of it manifesting. That's what makes it a fearful thought, in my opinion, other than the fact that we're giving it the meaning. But when they come in, when a fearful thought comes in, it doesn't have to imply shit. It doesn't have to imply shit. It doesn't have to have any form of power over you. Think about it. When you're thinking, thoughts just come in on their own, right? They just come in on their own. It's not like, oh my God, I'm being a bad manifester today because a fearful thought popped up. No, the thought just popped up. It just popped up because your consciousness. And in consciousness, we are flooded with thoughts because thoughts are how we choose who we are or what version of self we are. So they're just thoughts. So I look at them, fearful or not fearful, as thought vehicles, right? All thoughts, all, are just one of infinite possible realities, possible outcomes, possible versions of self. So if they're coming in, that doesn't have to imply that there's something wrong, like we're being bad. I'm saying they're just thoughts. They're opportunities is what they really are. They're opportunities to other versions of self, other outcomes. Do I believe that you can create the belief that your fearful thoughts do not manifest? Yes. And do I think that that can actually work? Yes. Yes. Because we're limitless and we're flawless, we can create any belief of choice. Any belief, right? Not what the next door neighbor manifestation coach believes. Any belief. I really, really mean that. Because if you're someone out there struggling with fearful thoughts and you start to get anxiety every time a fearful thought comes in, you can create the belief that they don't manifest. For real. And guess what? Any thought that you label as fearful, if you've created the belief that it can't manifest, then it can't manifest. You know, I think that sometimes we limit ourselves when we think that, well, you got to impress your subconscious mind. You have to impress your subconscious mind. That gives us that feeling of the subconscious mind is this evil, terrible succubus stuck on top of our mind and doesn't know who we are. No, your subconscious is you. It's also another layer. It's another layer, right? Because we believe that. We believe you must impress your subconscious. No, I got to make a decision. I need, as my powerful self, because I am consciousness, I need to just decide who I want to be. I need to do that. I don't have to fear that, oh, I've thought that thought 3 times today. Did that impress my subconscious mind? Who cares? I'm pure unadulterated consciousness. I'm deciding that that's not a problem. I'm deciding that it's okay that a fearful thought popped up. It's not going to manifest. I'm that powerful that I can decide that. And it will have to be projected to my reality. My 3D reality will have to validate that belief if I make it a belief. Period. Just saying. So did that help? Is that what you were looking for? Yeah, there's a coach on here who was like, stop thinking that thought. Like, girl, I wish I could. Oh my God, yes. Stop thinking that. I feel like I might have said that. I think I do say that, but it's more out of sarcasm because I'm fully in the awareness that thoughts just come in. No one's thinking deliberate, shitty thoughts. They just come in. However, we have the power whether to marinate in them or not. That's where our power comes in, right? Our choice, not to marinate. But yeah, no shit. Just stop thinking it. No shit. Let's just turn it off. I wish I could. Could you talk to the absolute for me? Could you tell the absolute that we don't want thoughts to just appear anymore? Please? Absolute, aka God, universe. I'm just saying. I thought I had to fix childhood trauma. It's another limited belief. It's another limited belief. I know, and some people are very, 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 very attached to that belief because that seems really too easy, too simplistic to just not to believe anymore that it has an effect on you going forward, but it's a choice. You do get to choose. I don't mean it's a choice that, that you experienced it. I don't mean that. And I'm certainly not implying like, fucking get over it. I don't mean that either. I'm just saying that if you're in the mindset of, I don't necessarily resonate with that idea anymore, that I have to fix or heal whatever I experienced. I'm not resonating with that. Something about that feels off. Listen to that little inner voice. Because again, and this is not in any way, shape, or form trying to take away from someone's experience. I'm just saying, we are pure unadulterated consciousness at our core. That's who we really are. And that pure consciousness has no limits or flaws. So it cannot be limited by trauma. It can't be. But if we have the belief that it can, well, then that will be the experience, right? Because we're always experiencing or manifesting what we believe or who we believe we are. It is something that we can choose differently for. And if you're someone that wants to be freed from, the type of thoughts that you've probably experienced because of it. And honestly, the 3D world society has taught us that once someone has a traumatic experience, that's it. Their brain's rewired, and now they have that heaviness attached to them. And that's not true. That's another layer, another limited belief. So if you're at a place where you want to be free, choose it. And you will begin to see that it falls away. I get told I lose my manifestation because of my self-concept that needs work. Oh. See, this is why I can't, throw that out the window and just listen to me for a sec. Whatever it is you're manifesting, ask yourself why it's not here, why it hasn't manifested. Then ask yourself, what are your beliefs around love, relationships, or specifically I don't know why I just assumed, wait, did you tell me it was a specific person manifestation? I just went to love, relationships, whatever you're manifesting, go to that and ask yourself what you believe about it. There is nothing that angers me more when I hear people make fucking comments like, you're a mess. Your self-concept's a mess. You need to do work. You got to fix what's wrong with you. That disgusts me. It angers me. It angers me bad because I used to believe that horse shit. I used to believe it, and I used to continuously dig to find every limited belief that's wrong with me. So I had to fix myself. And if you believe that that is a truth, that you have something to fix, you need to dig deeper and fix, then you're going to keep finding shit. That's horseshit. You need to make a new decision. That's it. A new decision. Who you want to be versus who you are right now. Make a new decision. It angers me. I'd really like to go off. I'm just not going to right now, okay? I don't like that. It implies that there's something wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You're just a particular version of self. You're in the habit of being a version of self. Let's pretend that you were manifesting a specific person, okay? And you've been in the habit of being the version of yourself that doesn't feel lucky in love, okay? So every day, probably for most of your existence, you've been in the habit of waking up as the version of you who doesn't think they're lucky in love, okay? It's choice. So now you have a desire that you want a love relationship with a specific person. All you need to do is break the fucking habit of being the version of you that thinks they're unlucky in love. Now you're going to start deciding to be the version of you that is absolutely lucky in love. No limited beliefs around love and relationships. That's who you are now. And it is the repetition of you making that decision that makes that new self or new state feel natural and therefore easy for you to believe, easy for you to step into. And your 3D is going to validate that. You see how I didn't mention start digging deep and fixing things because there's something wrong with you? Do you hear how the intention, it sounds so different. It sounds lighter. It's a new choice. It's a new decision. And that's all you need to do. I allowed that horse shit to be a weight on me, and I believed it. And it limited me for a very long time until I reached my threshold of no more fucks to give, no more limits. And I made the decision of, nope, I am just going to tell myself I'm new self. I am not going to sit and dig to find more things wrong with me. I'm making a new decision, and my life changed. My life radically changed. So throw that shit out the window. Throw it out. Okay. Okay. Yes, Danielle, make the decision. A coach said that the conscious, probably that you're conscious, right, will never overpower the subconscious, so it's hard to manifest. Gosh, doesn't that imply you're limited and flawed? It is the repetition of you consciously making the decision to be new self, or in other words, let's say you like to affirm. It is the repetition of your affirmations that those affirmations are getting you to make that decision to be new self. That's essentially what you're doing. It's the repetition of it that fucking overrides the subconscious. Just saying. Okay. Listen. This is my personal limited belief, so I'm just going to be honest, okay? I have a limited belief about the manifestation community, so I keep focusing on it and therefore keep manifesting it. But manifestation's a fucking fashion statement right now. Let's just keep it real, okay? Let's just keep it real. So right now, everybody and their mother is trying to be fashionable and making manifestation content like they're fucking gurus, yeah? And they're regurgitating information that they do not even understand. So they deliver videos that are nothing but riddled with limited beliefs. If anything sounds limited to you, or it implies that you're limited, they don't know what they're talking about. And they still believe the bullshit they're delivering. You are a limitless being, a flawless, limitless, pure, unadulterated consciousness. Close your eyes. Close your eyes right now. Who is the you seeing the darkness once your eyes are closed? Maybe you see flashes or fluttering lights. That's what I see. Or maybe you're seeing, like the outline of the last thing you were just looking at. But who's there? Who is behind your eyes? That's my dog. Poop. But who's there? Consciousness. Awareness. That's the duck. Why are you barking at the duck? They're just talking. See what I'm saying? You're consciousness. You're flawless. You're limitless. Don't listen to bullshit. Okay? Don't listen to bullshit. The ducks are... Yes! Yes! What is spiritual psychosis? More bullshit? More limited beliefs? Listen, let me just say this. Have people in the 3D world... just like there's people that actually believe in narcissism. That's the label. Same thing with spiritual psychosis. In other words, it's someone who's having some type of psychosis, psychotic episode in regards to spirituality. But I know that there's a trend on TikTok right now with spiritual psychosis videos that, oh my God, the law of attraction or manifestation community is teaching people, they're ruining people's lives because they're getting people to believe that they're gods of their realities. Okay. So every time you don't agree with somebody's spiritual choices, oh my God, I can't because it's going to take me down on another fucking tirade. It's, yes, handsome Squidward. Yes, exactly. Listen, there are people who cannot escape their own victim state. So they point fingers, right? They point fingers. Something failed them. right? Manifestation didn't happen and they got all twisted over. I'm not saying that people haven't had real experiences in their 3D. I'm not taking things away from people. I'm saying that I don't believe every video I watch on TikTok. Okay, you picking up what I'm putting down? All right. Does spell really work on SP while manifesting wherein you can say magic words? Well, I guess in a twisted way, you could look at manifestation as spell work, couldn't you? In a way, it kind of is, isn't it? But let me say it like this. By spell work, if you believe that it's working, then it'll work. See what I mean? Because you are manifesting your reality. So if you think it's the spell that'll work on your SP, and you believe that it'll work, then you will get the evidence of it working. See what I mean? But I guess in a way, you could look at manifestation as spell work. Or actually, it should be the other way around. Spell work is really manifestation, right? Kim, when you manifested your SP, did you get urges to reach out before he did, but stopped yourself? Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Especially when I was in the throes of a solo vacation. Oh yeah. I wanted to be Mrs. Poke the 3D. And before the breakups manifested, I was Mrs. Poke the 3D. Hence why I'm so good with the sarcastic examples in my videos. It's because most of the examples were me. Were the dumb shit I did. But yeah, and you know, in my early days, I gave in to those urges and they never produced what I wanted. So just saying. But at the same time, please don't take that as a message from me saying that you can never text your specific person, because that's not the message I'm giving out. It's not. Because I don't partake in that. That's a limited belief. If you want to reach out to your specific person and you know in that moment when you're thinking that you are in the version of self that has her desire or has his desire, and you're not feeling desperate and needy, and you're not concerned with, oh my God, what if they don't write back? What if they don't answer me? What if they say, you know, they still don't want to be in the relationship? If you're not stressing anything, but you just have that inspiration to say hi, see what I'm saying? But you're identifying as new self, then do it. Then go ahead and do it. So my advice as far as like when to take action, we don't necessarily have to take action. We'll be inspired to take action, but it won't be something we're second guessing ourselves on. We will just flippantly do it. But I'm not the person that believes you can never reach out to SP. See what I'm saying? But absolutely I did. Yeah. I learned that I'm not taking any of that, though. I'm not going to reach out if I'm in a desperate, needy state. I've learned not to, because your 3D is reflecting your state or who you're being. So if I'm being a desperate, needy bitch, then I'm going to receive evidence of me being a desperate, needy bitch, which means probably not what I want from SP. So I won't do it until I know I'm in a more favorable state. Right? You have to fight your sub mind was from a coach. Well, I'm sorry, then that coach doesn't know what they're talking about. That implies that you are limited by your subconscious mind, and you are not. You are not. I only see content on male SP, but I want to see more on women SP. Like, as a man, people think we should make the first move. Yep, that is a limited belief. Meaning that the man has to take the first move. That's a limited belief. I don't believe in that either. Anything that would fall under the like dating advice, I don't listen to. I do not allow in my awareness, because it's all bullshit. It's all limited beliefs. But I agree with you that there probably isn't enough content, you know, with manifesting, you know, males manifesting women. And like in my own defense, that's because I'm a girl who's into guys. So it's just out of habit. that I speak and give those kind of examples, because I'm a habit, man. I'm a habit of being the self. So sometimes I try to correct what I'm saying. Sometimes I try to save it and say he or her. But yeah, I agree with you. There's not enough out there. Does a third party have to be a person, or can it be mental health? Absolutely. Yeah. My third party was his job. So absolutely, yes. Anything that you're seeing as an obstacle to your person is a third party. Anything, anyone. It's definitely a limiting belief, and I got to stop thinking that way. Yeah. Throw out the dating advice shit. There's 20,000 likes on this. Love it. Love it. Well, I appreciate that. That makes you feel nice. When I get thoughts about third party, I always say, I'm the third part and the first. I'm the only party. I'm all the parties. That's right. I had so many limited beliefs. Kitty, so did I. I was a hot mess express. I was riddled. Wow, I'm losing all sorts of light here. It's getting dark. I'm the entire party. That's right. We live in different states, and he wants me there. I want him here. I'm the operant power, so I win. Damn right you do. Damn right you do. You stick to that. Oh my God, I was insane. Kitty, so was I. Okay. So was I. Oh, thank you so much, Helen, BFF. Thank you. Kitty, I was a hot mess express. Okay. I've shared the morning text message shit. Okay. I would lose my mind if I didn't get a good morning beautiful. All right. I would come unglued. Because that meant to me, my belief was, you don't love me. If you only say good morning or just morning, you don't love me anymore. That's not love. That's not love. You don't love me anymore. I was cuckoo. We've all been on that hot mess express. Damn right. You're agreeing with me, Valerie, then? You understand? You understand what? Oh, God, I was terrible. Oh, my God. I'm trying to think of other things. Oh, my God. Oh, I know one. All right, so I wanted him to text me more. I didn't feel like he texted me enough. We didn't talk enough during the day, okay? I feel like he should text me more during the day, especially if it's on a day that I wasn't seeing him. He should text me more. So then he started texting me more, right? I scripted it. It manifested. So when he started texting me more, I went into, why are you texting me so much? Why all of a sudden do you have time to text me? You never text me this much. What's going on? What are you feeling guilty about? What are you doing right now? Who are you with right now that you're feeling guilty, that you feel like you got to text me more to keep me fucking distracted, to keep me thinking you're in love with me while you're doing something shitty to me? Okay, you can't pull one over me. You can't fool me. You never have this much time to text me. How come all of a sudden we got all the time in the world to be texting me? I got mad at my own manifestation. It's pathetic. But that was me. Oh, I was terrible. Okay? I was a mess. Total mess. It's fucking embarrassing. And then I graduated from the morning message thing to, he started sending me wonderful morning messages, and he would send me with emojis and cute little pictures. And, on one day he sent me one less emoji than normal. Right? Now, I normally get 5 hearts. Today I got 3. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up? You didn't have the 2 seconds to go boop, boop to send me the extra emojis? What's going on? You falling out of love with me? You're starting to doubt things? Is that what's going on? Because there's no way you love me that you couldn't send that extra emoji that you send me every goddamn day. You send me 5 emojis and pictures every day. And today you got time for 3? Who you talking to? Who else you texting? Do you even realize you're texting me? Are you sending her the 5 fucking the 5 emojis? Huh? Because I always thought I was a bad bitch, you know, like inch eye, private eye, total inspector. You're not going to pull one over on me, motherfucker. I can tell. I can tell the tone is different. You're texting in a different tone. But I can smell it. I know what's going on. Oh, my God. I was so bad. I was so bad. It's so dumb. Ugh. Thank God. Thank God for manifestation that I snapped the fuck out of that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think. What else did I do? Embarrassing stories. I can't think of it. There's other ones. They'll come up. I'll think of them because I was a hot mess. Hot mess. Ashley, just realized I've been doing this lately. Ashley, we don't want to do this. Okay? How did you let go of that? Well, to be fair, I eventually manifested, 2 breakups. So those breakups led me with some free time to go back and start rereading some Neville. And when I did, I finally clocked on to states of consciousness and what they really meant because I had never understood it before. And from there, I was very aware of who I was embodying because that's the terminology I would have used back then. Embodying, what state I was embodying. Didn't mean I was perfect. Did not mean I was perfect. Okay? But I was very observant of where my mind was going. But again, I was not perfect. I would fall out and react and get emotional. So really, it's practice. It's just practice. It's just choosing not to give up. And it gets easier and easier. But, I mean, think about it. When you're relentlessly reacting to the 3D, you're not allowing your SP to change. You're not allowing yourself to change. So that kind of got right in my face. When I understood what states meant, I realized, oh my God, I've been in a victim state this entire fucking time, right? Up until that point. Nothing but a victim state. So that was a big light bulb moment. Didn't mean I didn't fall back into a victim state and have my damn moments. Of course it did. But it just, there was no special thing, right? Other than evolving and realizing, Jesus, you cannot react to this every fucking day and label him as a bad texter or not loving you anymore because of how he's texting. You can't do that every day and then expect things to change or be shocked that things aren't changing. See what I mean? It's practice. Just practice. Anything Neville Goddard. I recommend anything Neville Goddard. Anything. Okay? But I know sometimes, thank you so much. Look at all these beautiful hearts and stuff. Thank you very much. I know sometimes Neville can be difficult to understand. Sometimes it's like he's talking in tongues. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, it's that repetition of reading. Because as you rise in consciousness, it's going to be easier and easier to understand. For what it's worth. But not only just him, there's Joseph Murphy, Genevieve Berend. I know there's more than just those 3. I like Dr. Joe Dispenza, but he's more of a now person. I have the habit, when people ask me that question, I instantly go back to peeps from back in the day. Dr. Joe is pretty good. He's pretty okay. I think my SP is sad and he made me sad today. So decide he's not sad. Decide he's not. Today he's living his best life. He's happy. He's thriving. Decide he's having an amazing day. Thoughts on Bashar? Okay. I actually like Bashar. But the only thing with Bashar that for me is a little, but, all right. His message, I love. I love the message. I've shared his videos. What I don't love is the, like, I don't know, what's the word? Kind of like Abraham Hicks, what is the word I'm looking for? Where you're not speaking for yourself, but they're speaking through, like they're channeling someone. That to me, I don't necessarily align with the channeling, right? But that's just me. I'm not trying to say he's not channeling something. He says he's channeling. I'm saying I just don't jive with that because I believe in pure unadulterated consciousness. I believe in that. I believe that anything and everything really are layers, right? So I don't love on the channeling, but I do love the messages, right? Because a lot of what he says totally lines up with manifestation. So I do like him. And I do, if one of his little videos pop up, I will listen. And again, I've shared some of his videos, but the channeling thing, I kind of just pushed to the side because it's just a little weird to me is all, you know, like the messages of Abraham Hicks, they're not all bad. Like she's got some, or I'm not sure. Esther Hicks has some decent shit, you know, that's how I found, you know, once the commercials for like The Secret came in, you know, Abraham Hicks was the first like YouTube videos I saw were of Abraham Hicks. Once, you know, the channeling thing, especially to a newbie, I was like, oh my God, no way. Like, come on, girl, you lost me with the channeling. You should have just left that part out. I would have been listening harder. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's my personal limited thing. I just believe we're consciousness. I don't need to channel Jesus. I just need to be who I am, which is consciousness. See what I'm saying? So I just kind of put that to the side, but I tend to enjoy the message as long as it's not limiting in any way, shape, or form. Agreed. Good. So, thoughts about Florence Scovelson or Seth? Both. Well, see, Seth Speaks is kind of like the same thing as Abraham Hicks and Bashar. Kind of the same, kind of under the same house. So same idea. I kind of have to push that aside, right? And I like Florence. I do think that Florence, and I'm saying this with love, Florence, I don't agree with every single thing that she taught. I don't agree with everything. You know, I believe it's Florence who was really heavy on you must, you know, manifest from the perspective of this or something better and karma. And I do not believe in either. So I don't have the experience of either in my 3D. See what I'm saying? Those type of things I didn't agree with her on. But other than that, some of her stuff is good. All right. I am completely losing my light, and it is time for dinner, and it's my turn to cook tonight. I'm cooking tonight. I'm cooking Chinese food tonight. Okay? So I'm going to get going. And I'll come back once we have sunlight again. Okay? I have thoroughly enjoyed this experience. Thank you so much for being here. Okay? It's really dark. Is it as dark as I'm thinking it is? Like, I can barely see myself in the view. Anyway, doesn't matter. I love you all. Thank you again for being here. And I'll be back soon. Okay? Be good. Decide to be the version of yourself that has your desire. Do not accept limited beliefs from this 3D world. You are limitless, flawless consciousness. Know that. You have far more power than you allow yourself to have. Okay? I love you all.